So we all know that a job description given to us by a company is typically a thou shall do this, thou shall do that document, right? Fairly lifeless. It's a mundane, routine sort of document about what this job's going to be. Very useful for letting people know what the job is, but it's never going to be the attractive parts of the job. So how on earth do we take this document, this JD copy, and turn it into amazing advertising, InMailing, headhunting scripts? How do we do it? Well, the good news is there is actually, and every company has it, there is actually another document that every company has, almost everyone here has, that we can extract this amazing information from every single time. And guess what? No one even really acknowledges that this document is useful for writing advertising copy. Makes no sense, right? Well, find out in this episode how you can get your hands on these documents from every single company you work with. Next time you get a JD, a lifeless JD from a client, what's your first port of call for going, I know where to get this extra bit of life for this document. And it's just going to absolutely lift your game when it comes to advertising, headhunting, and InMailing. Join us. It's going to be a cracker. So, welcome to another episode of the Lone Recruiter Podcast. I'm your host, Brett Clemenson, and today's episode, we launch into the job advert and how to best extract information from a JD and other documents to bring absolute life to your copy, right? So as I said on the intro here, there is a document, right? And I think probably half of you are thinking, what would that document be that's not the JD that can breathe life into this thing? You know what? If a JD is the lifeless version of a job position, which it is, right? How often do you even read a JD? Oh my God, boring, mundane. Thou shall do this, thou shall do that. You know, OH&S policy report here. It gives you a very clear rundown and expectation, but it's not something that's going to make people excited to join, right? Where's the excitement part? Well, it's actually the person who's in that job right now has written this document for us. And that person's document is their CV, right? Because a CV is your highlights reel. The resume, everyone's resume is the best parts of the job, the exciting bits that they did, the achievements that they were able to achieve, the projects that they were able to work on, the size of all that great softer stuff, the exciting stuff. That's what a resume is. JD, boring. Thou shall do this, thou shall do that. Resume, highlights reel. Okay? So next time you get a JD and you think this thing is absolutely lifeless, had a meeting with Line, or even worse, you've had a client call and go, I need XYZ. Here's a few dot points on it. You get a few, bits and bobs out of them, but they give you nothing. You know those ones where you're like, oh my God, it's like pulling teeth. Just go, okay, first port of call. Have I got any resumes that fit this job description with this company? If you do, great. Pull it up. Okay. And if you don't, go to LinkedIn. It's exactly the same thing. Go through that company and go, who's doing this job currently? And that's a great question to ask when you're taking the job brief. Who's doing this job currently in your firm? If there's no one, who has previously done it? Let's find out who it is. Because I'm telling you now, they have already given you all of the gold nuggets for your advertising. And then what we do is we're going to take the CV and we're just going to get a highlighter. We're going to go, that's a great line. That's a great achievement. That's cool. That's exciting. Before you know it, you're going to struggle to have enough room for the information for these job ads. And it's going to jump out of the page. And this is going to be all the great stuff that your candidates want to hear and see when you call them, when you're putting your ads up, when you're pumping your emails out. And it's going to be a really in-depth, three-dimensional, exciting brief. It's not going to be this, thou shall do this, thou shall do that, run-of-the-mill JD like most companies are pumping out there on their ads. Okay, this is my red hot tip for today. Let's go for it. Go chase it. It's all our time for you today. If you've got anything out of today's episode, please like, share, subscribe. I hope you got something out of this. As always, have an amazing day and may all your deals come true.